What do we want?
Ice out!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Ice out!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Ice out!
When do we want it?
Now!
Okay, we're here today because ICE is shooting people in our streets, torturing people behind bars, and disappearing people. It's not enough to say that we don't want ICE agents with masks on. It's not enough to say that we don't want ICE agents with body cameras. And it's not enough to just say we want ICE agents with more training. And our House and Senate has decided, in place of abolishing ICE or passing legislation that stops the violence, holds these perpetrators accountable, or frees the tens of thousands of people in detention centers across the country, they're aiming to legalize it. Our country is not simply in a constitutional crisis, but a humanitarian one. We are here because we don't want our taxes to be used to destroy our own cities. I believe it's important to fully address, it's impossible to fully address ICE without talking about the U.S.'s continual destabilization of other countries, like Guatemala in '54, Chile in '73, El Salvador in '80, and Nicaragua in '81, and currently Venezuela and Cuba. If we're going to defeat ICE and the fascism that upholds it, we need to understand that U.S. imperialism is not conducive to democracy that represents the people. I do not think it's radical to want to live in a country where my professor has to cancel class because our tax dollars went to funding the bombing of her country in Lebanon, where a 12-year-old family friend entered the country legally and did not get a phone call for over 2 weeks. The same country where my aunt and uncle have to work 4 jobs simply to afford to raise 2 kids. To the elected officials and candidates here today, I urge you to continue to fight like your lives depends on it, because our lives do. Our families, parents, and to be honest, our elections depend on everything you're able to pass and implement in the coming months. Too many people have died. Too many people have been abducted off of our streets, and will never be able to return to their families the same person they were. I want to make it clear that abolish ICE does not mean abolish ICE in some utopic version of the future. This does not mean suppressing student protesters until popular opinions shift, and then abolishing ICE. It means taking action in Cuba before the presidential administration is able to place yet another fascist dictator in power. It means now, because we can't afford to wait. We need you all to fight your way onto every rooftop you can get onto and scream from the top that we, the people, do not condone state sanctions violence in our streets. To everyone else, when our government fails to show up, we need to continue showing up. Showing up in person because we know who owns all the social media companies in the US. Showing up at protests, showing up for our communities, donating to Wicker, showing up for candidates that care, showing up to vote, not just in the general election, the primary election, but also for AG and Secretary of State. We have info, we'll pass her out in a little bit. And on that note, introducing our next speaker, public health official and candidate for Senate, Abdullah Said, everyone.
All right, who here knows that ICE is un-American? And who here believes that liberty and justice mean liberty and justice for all? And who here believes that we've got to abolish ICE? Look, my name is Abdullah Sayed, and I'm here today because I was a month ago in Minneapolis. I wanted to understand what it looks like when our own government lays siege with our tax dollars on our own people. And what I saw there was chilling. I saw men and women and children who had never before showed up to a protest like this one out in sub-zero weather to protest their own government's actions. They understood that this had nothing to do with immigration. They understood that Minneapolis is a hell of a long way from the southern border. And they understood that there is no possibility of making peace with a occupying force paid for by your own tax dollars on your own streets. They understood that showing up was not just showing up for immigrant neighbors. They understood that showing up was showing up for democracy and the Constitution itself. Because ICE is not about immigration. ICE is not about the southern border. ICE is about normalizing paramilitary force on peaceful streets.
Yes, yes.
Now, a couple days ago, I visited Romulus, Michigan, where DHS has just purchased a facility that they intend to turn into a concentration camp. And I went there and I looked into those windows and I wanted to understand what it would be like just a couple months later when our neighbors were forced into those buildings, into those rooms, in contraposition to basic law. I want you to think about something. What is the difference between an arrest and a kidnapping? Under arrest, you know who's picking you up, why they're picking you up, and what you can do to challenge your own arrest.
Yeah.
Kidnapping is when somebody doesn't tell you who they are, why they're taking you, where they're taking you, or what you can do about it. And the difference between state-sponsored arrest and the rule of law, and the state-sponsored arrest and kidnapping is the rule of law. And so when we stand up to say that ICE's actions, whether in Minneapolis or what they're setting up to do right here in Southeast Michigan, is illegal and immoral, what we are standing up for are the basic foundations of our Constitution itself, because that's what guarantees us the rule of law. Now look, anybody could have seen where this puck was headed. It didn't take a genius to know that Donald Trump could care less about the Constitution, and at the minute he took power, he was going to do everything he could to stand against it. ICE is about that. Make no mistake, we've got a big election coming up in 2026. The fact that they are mobilizing ICE in our swing state, when Donald Trump just said that he wanted to nationalize elections and pointed directly at Detroit, this is no coincidence. And one last point. This cannot be reformed. This cannot be retrained. I want you to think about this. What do you tell somebody who's used a child as bait to capture their father?
Fuck you.
Thank you. That's what you say. Fuck you. There is no retraining that. There's no PowerPoint slide that you're going to look at with a little X number on the board being like, don't use that kid as bait. Because if your humanity doesn't tell you that you should not take a 5-year-old little boy to use them as bait to meet some quota set by an unelected bureaucrat in DC, then I'm so sorry, you don't deserve a job in the federal government. And so we've got to be clear about one thing. ICE is not reformable. ICE is not retrainable. ICE must be abolished. It must be abolished immediately. We don't owe anybody any votes. We don't owe them our dimes. Because every dollar they've spent, $185 billion, more than the budget of the FBI, more than the budget of the Marines, every one of those dollars is a dollar they're not spending to put our kids in good schools, to provide our kids good health care, to make sure that we can actually drive down our roads or rebuild our bridges. That is our money being spent to terrorize and rip up our own Constitution. That is not acceptable. So like I said back in 2018, abolish ICE then, abolish ICE now, abolish ICE in the future. We cannot wait another moment while our tax dollars are being spent to destroy our own Constitution. We have a moral imperative to act, and we will do everything we can within our peaceful means to stand up against tyranny, against our neighbors, and we will stand up with every ounce of our being. I am so grateful to all of you all showing up, not just to take on ICE, but to stand up for our Constitution, to stand up for our democracy, and to stand up for an America that gives a damn. Thank you so much.
Okay, next speaker, we have Washington County Washington County Prosecutor and also candidate for Attorney General, Elise Abbott.
Well, hello everybody, it is great to be here and I feel warm despite how cold it is outside to see this incredible community response. Look, and if they did it in Minnesota in -6-degree weather, we can sure as hell do it here in Michigan too. Look, you are going to hear, and you've already heard, speakers talk about the immorality of what ICE is doing. The immorality of separating kids from their families, using a 5-year-old as bait, sending them to detention camps in Texas, all the way across the country. You're gonna hear a lot about that. I'm the county prosecutor. I'm supposed to talk about public safety. So I'm gonna talk about public safety. Because we were told by the Trump administration that this paramilitary occupation of American cities is about preserving public safety.
Bullshit!
Well, I am here to tell you this. It does not protect public safety when, as we have seen and my colleagues across the country have seen, we have crime victims afraid of showing up in court to testify against a person who harmed them because they are more afraid of their own government than they are of a person who committed them very real harm. It is not public safety when we have masked ICE agents attacking bystanders with pepper spray. It does not protect public safety when we have parents afraid to take their kids to school in the morning, to pick them up in the afternoon, when we have people that are sick and injured and are afraid to go to the hospital to seek treatment. Is that public safety? No! Hell no! Now, here's the thing. I'm going to drop a little bit of legal knowledge because the Trump administration apparently lacks that. And I want to make a couple things very clear. Number one, contrary to what the Vice President of the United States, who's a Yale Law graduate, said, ICE is not immune from state-level prosecution.
That's right.
In this country, nobody is above the law, and especially those who are supposed to be entrained by the federal government. Let me make this very clear, because we will if we see this here in Michigan.
Yeah.
If an ICE agent breaks the law and the evidence is there just like anybody else, they can and will be prosecuted here. They can and will be prosecuted in Michigan because, again, nobody is above the law. And I want to say this too. I want to give a shout out to the great AG Keith Ellison in Minnesota, who filed a courageous lawsuit seeking to end the ICE occupation of Minneapolis, seeking to at long last challenge the way in which ICE is operating in our communities. But though I want to give a shout out to my lawyer friend, lawyers aren't going to get us out of this alone. What we saw in Minnesota was the people rising up, the people exercising their lawful constitutional rights to put eyes on ICE, to document the violations of the law that were occurring in their streets, and that, my friends, is why ICE was forced to withdraw. And I know that we are not afraid to do that here in Ann Arbor or in Michigan either. So I want to talk a little bit about what our rights are. But I want to preface this honestly, and I've always got to preface it by being clear on things. I'm going to tell you what the Constitution says. I'm going to tell you what the law says. This administration doesn't care. We saw Alex Preddy killed in the streets of Minneapolis for holding a camera and attempting to film ICE officers. I encourage folks to stand up for our neighbors, to stand up against this regime, to stand up against the paramilitary occupation of our streets and to exercise their rights. But I want to be clear about this. We do so at this moment at our own risk. That's why it takes courage. And we got to be eyes wide open about that. But with that preface out of the way, let me tell you this. Filming ICE officers, documenting atrocities, documenting what is going on the streets, that is squarely protected by the Constitution. And it is why we have turned the tide in this country. And people that a year ago were afraid to talk about ICE, were afraid to stand up for our immigrant savers, are now saying no more because they have seen with their own eyes video of what has been happening on the streets of American cities. We can do our jobs as lawyers and as prosecutors, and we will. But it's ultimately all of us, the people, standing up, exercising our rights, documenting what we see, preserving evidence because we know the federal government ain't going to do investigations into ICE on its own, preserving evidence that can be given to the state, that is how we win. We win together.
And vote out Republicans.
And vote out Republicans.
Every elected Republican supports this.
Amen. And we're only going to have an opportunity to vote out Republicans if we stand up now, because what Abdul said is absolutely right. Donald Trump is sending ICE into cities not because of an immigration concern, but because he thinks he can use it as his own paramilitary force. If we don't stand up now, there will be ICE agents at the polls seeking to deter people from exercising their right to vote. There will be elections in 2026 and 2028, I know that. The question is whether the elections are free and fair and free from coercion, and it is only with all of us standing together, documenting what is going on in our streets, standing up and saying no more, that we will take the country back, we will win, and we will prevail. I know we can do this, Ann Arbor. I know we can do this, Michigan. Thank you for being out here tonight.
We are here because we are angry. And what are we angry at? We are angry at these masked secret police taking innocent civilians off of our streets. We are here to speak for those who can't. So let's make it clear. I'll say fuck, you say ICE. Fuck! ICE! Fuck! ICE! Fuck! ICE! Now, fuck, then Trump. Fuck! Trump! Fuck! Trump! Fuck! Trump! Now, fuck ICE and fuck Trump. Fuck! ICE! Fuck! Trump! Fuck! ICE! Fuck! Trump! Let's go! Fuck ICE! Fuck Trump!
Oh yeah, one more thing. Repeat after me. Oink, oink, piggy, piggy, we don't want you in our city.
Oink, oink, piggy, we don't want you in our city.
Oink, oink, piggy, piggy, we don't want you in our city.
Oink, oink, piggy, piggy, we don't want you in our city. And just one more time, in case they can't hear us wherever they are. Fuck ICE! Fuck! 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 ICE! Let's go!
Okay, next up we have we have Michigan College Democrats president and where are you? Oh, Stella Camaringo.
Alright, I'm gonna stand up here. Sorry guys, I'm really short, but I'm Stella. I lead the College Dems chapter here at the University of Michigan. Go Blue! Go Blue! Alright, hold on, gotta unlock my phone. Alright, I stand before you today as a child of two immigrants, as a birthright citizen myself.
Yes.
Yep, and as someone who comes from a community made up of immigrants. America calls itself a free nation, but freedom has never been given freely. Not to indigenous people, not to Black Americans, and not to migrants at our own borders. So don't you dare tell young people to be quiet in a country that was built by stolen labor on stolen land. We are the generation that does not turn away. We will never turn a blind eye to atrocities abroad and at home. And I encourage every elected official to do the same. And to every elected official who can hear my voice, and I see cameras everywhere actually. Your silence is a policy choice. Your inaction is violence. It is plain and simple. I am sick and tired of press releases with no action, of thoughts and prayers with no justice, and watching human beings being treated as disposable. And to the Democratic officials who say they stand with us, good. But standing with us is not enough if you won't fight with us. While some of you refuse to say it, you should be saying it loud and clear. Abolish ICE! Our communities cannot survive on half measures. So if you are comfortable, we are here to make you uncomfortable. If you are complicit, we are here to hold you accountable. responsible. Because young people are done waiting. We're done asking politely. We're done being told our moment will come. This is our moment! We will organize. We will mobilize. We will protest, and we will vote. We are here to push you. We are here to move you. We are here to make sure that you go further than you ever have before. All right, now I'm going to have you guys say a chant. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. One more time. The people united will never be defeated. Thank you guys so much.
Okay, next up we have Yusuf Rabi, County Commissioner, and candidate for mayor election. Oh, there he is, okay. Woo!
Fuck eyes! Fuck eyes! One more time. Fuck eyes! Fuck eyes! Fuck eyes!
Let's try it with Trump.
Fuck Trump! Fuck Trump! Fuck Trump!
Thank you. We needed to get that out. First and foremost, I want to respectfully co-sign everything that Stella just said. Let's give her a round of applause for that awesome commentary. She is spot on and she hit all the points I wanted to hit. What I'm going to say here is first and foremost, look around you. Look at the people here in this space today. And remember that we are here fighting against fascism together. We are here fighting against an oligarchy together. Remember that ICE is an agent of a fascist administration, but remember also that what ICE is doing is implementing the bidding of the rich and the billionaire class and the will that they are trying to impose on this country. Remember that Donald Trump is an agent of that. Remember that what he is doing to the institutions of government in this country is chopping up and privatizing for the benefit of the billionaire class. What ICE is doing is making all of us feel unsafe. Whether you are an immigrant or a citizen or whatever, if you are in this country, ICE is making us unsafe, and they are doing it because they want you to bend the knee to the billionaire class and do as they say, and do what they say in every way. They don't want labor unions to be successful. They don't want social movements to be successful. And they damn well don't want the people in this space right here, right now, to be successful. What we are engaged in this moment and across this country, is a defense of a different America than what they have envisioned. They want a country that allows them to pilfer our pockets, to allow them to take joyrides into space and have their extra mansion and their extra yacht and their extra helicopter. We envision a different America, an America where it is not wrong to be an immigrant to this country, where we welcome people with open arms, and where we acknowledge that a big reason why a lot of people feel like they have to move to this country is because we are responsible for fucking up their home country. We are responsible for privatizing the water systems in South America. We are responsible for exploiting children who are mining diamonds in Africa. We are responsible for making the world lack sovereignty because America has decided that imperialism is more important. Look around you in this space. Look at the buildings. Look at this building. Look at everything around us. This is built on stolen land with stolen labor. And even to this day, what we have accumulated, the wealth that we have in this nation, is stolen through American neocolonialism across the world. We saw it just happen in Venezuela. Thank you for talking about that. We are now going to be stealing the oil of the Venezuelan people because we don't believe that any country deserves sovereignty. We believe in full American dominance, but we in this space see a different America. One that allows the world to breathe, that allows the world to have its own leaders, and that doesn't impose its will upon the world. And I want to talk about what's happening in Cuba because that was also mentioned. I visited Cuba 3 times in my life. And I have to tell you, the Cuban people are resilient, the Cuban people are strong, and the Cuban people are ready to fight American imperialism. And we, as Americans, have a responsibility to make sure that the people of the world are not being oppressed by our government in our name. People now are starving. People now do not have power. People now do not have basic necessities because we have allowed our government to impose that will upon them. And that is totally fucking unacceptable. And as Americans, we need to rise up. This moment is proving something to us. We can't sit at home and watch Netflix while the world burns around us. We have to show up. We have to fight back. We have to link arms with our neighbors, people that we may not agree with on everything. But it's time that we change this country so that we can look at that fucking flag and actually be proud for once. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for fighting the good fight. Fuck ICE, fuck Trump, abolish ICE!
Okay, next up we have 2 state representatives, from Kerry Ryan from District 47? Yeah. 47 and Jason Morgan from 23, right? Okay, perfect.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jason Morgan. I'm proud to represent many of you here in Ann Arbor with my sister in the injustice, Kerry Rongans, also represents a good part of Ann Arbor. And you know, you've heard from a lot of our amazing community leaders here today. And as Commissioner Robbie was talking about, the thing that we have that very few places and very few people have is this community. All of us here standing up and fighting together, fighting back and pushing back against fascism. What we saw in Minnesota was an attempt to break the people of Minnesota. And what did they do? They fought back. They did not back down. They did not give up. We know that they are looking for where to go next. And I think we're probably on their list because we are a community that shows up and fights back. They are going to try to break us. They are going to try and terrorize our neighbors, our friends, our families, and our communities. But what I don't think they realize is that we are a resilient people. We have been through years of Donald Trump's fascism, and we are not backing down.
That's right.
What do they want? They want us to be afraid. Are we going to be afraid?
No!
Are we going to be afraid?
No!
They want us to shut up and go home. Are we going to shut up and go home?
No!
Are we going to be quiet?
No!
Hell no! We are a people who are stronger. We stand up and fight together. We are a people who believe in freedom and democracy and decency. And we will never give in to fascism.
That's right.
And so I want to just tell you about a couple of things that you should know that we are doing here. You've probably heard that the city of Ann Arbor, Washtenaw County have said hell no to ICE.
That's right.
This is not an ICE-friendly community, damn it. We will not give in to them.
That's right.
What we are doing at the state level, we've introduced legislation to try and take on ICE in every way we can. But I have to tell you, there is one man in Michigan who will block every good piece of legislation to stand up to these things. Matt Hall, the Speaker of the Michigan House, we have not let these things pass. And so, what we have to do about that, I'm all about talking about the, everything that, Stella was talking about, standing up and fighting back, but I agree. It doesn't mean a damn thing for us to put out a letter if we aren't going to stand behind that. If we aren't going to show up and fight in the streets when they come for us. So we are ready to do those things. And we have 216 days before absentee ballots start going out. 216 days we have to stand up and fight against this fascism, and then we start voting to throw these assholes out of office.
That's right.
So I will hand things over to Carrie, but I just want you to know that number, and keep track of it. 216 days. That is how long we must sustain, and then continue sustaining until election day to throw fascists out of office, take back our power, and return power to the people of this country.
Thank you, Rep. Morgan. I am State Representative Carrie Rangans. I actually represent where you're standing right now, all the way out to Jackson. And I'm here to tell you that we are fighting. We aren't just putting out press releases and letters. We need to use the powers that we have. Each and every one of us has power. You have the power to show up in numbers like you're doing today, like you have been for over a year. We have additional powers to introduce bills, introduce resolutions, use our bully pulpit, use microphones like this one to fight back, to speak out, to make sure that you, when you look with your eyes and when you hear with your ears, that you know that we're behind you, we believe you, we know what is happening, and it's wrong. It violates multiple parts of our Constitution of the United States of America. I see our prosecutor over there, so he can fact check me, but we are seeing violations of the First Amendment, freedom of speech. Second Amendment, even the right to bear arms. Fourth Amendment, protections from searches and seizures. Fifth Amendment, being not giving due process. The Eighth Amendment, process to protect people from cruel and unusual punishment. The 10th Amendment, which is states' rights, everything not given to the federal government, we should be able to do, and they're trying to stop us from that. We just heard about birthright citizenship. They're attacking the 14th Amendment. They're also attacking the 24th Amendment, which, in case you didn't know, is the one that bans poll taxes. They're trying to suppress our elections. They are trying to do it in every way they can. These Republicans can't win on their bullshit policies that throw the rest of the Constitution into the trash. So they're trying to suppress the election. So what do? They call up their little paramilitary force, also known as ICE, and they're going to deploy them as election suppression. They're already trying to do it. I need you every day for the next 214 days to think about your process of how you're going to vote. You need to have the courage possibly to walk past somebody who is armed to drop off your ballot. I need you to visualize that and be prepared to keep your ass walking to the ballot box to drop off that ballot. So we are fighting back. We see what you see. We hear what you hear. We are working on a bill package that we're calling Defend My Freedoms, which is why I'm holding this sign. We have introduced bills to protect the First Amendment right to protest. We have introduced bills to protect your Fourth Amendment right against illegal searches and seizures, bills to protect against Fifth Amendment violations. We are fighting back with the powers that we do have, that only 148 people in this state have right now. So we are using those powers, but there is one guy standing in the way. He loves everything Trump is doing. He loves it so much that he canceled session last week to walk his ass down to DC to, I don't want to make too much of a visual, kissing his ass, let's just say. And they even made a video endorsing the election suppression that violates the poll tax constitutional amendment. So these Republicans are out of control. They don't want you to vote. There's more of us that see what we see and hear what we hear than there are of them. Thank you for fighting back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for standing up. You got to keep doing it. We got to keep doing it the whole rest of the damn year, the whole next 214 days. Walk your ass past your ballot and put your ballot in the ballot box. But we got to vote. We got to vote these suckers out, and then we have a chance to save our country. Once we get to that, there's still more work to do. But right now, you got this. You're showing up now. You continue to show up. And I think until our Congresswoman gets here, you're hearing only from men today. So women, get your loud asses up here with me next time. And not just white women. So, thank you so much for inviting us to be here. Thank you. Yes, you're speaking? Fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you guys.
Hello everyone, my name's Tino. Yes! I'm an immigrant and a daughter of immigrants, and I can't help but speak out. I'm going to be leading you through a couple of chants. Just repeat after me, okay? No ICE, no KKK, No fascist USA!
Woo!
No ICE!
No KKK!
No fascist
USA!
No ICE! No KKK!
No fascist USA!
No ICE!
No KKK! No fascist USA!
Fuck ICE! Deportation in this administration!
Fuck ICE! Deportation and this administration!
Fuck ICE! Deportation and this administration! Fuck ICE!
Deportation and this administration!
We want justice! We want rights! We want ICE out of America! We want justice!
We want rights!
We want ICE out of sight! We want justice! We want rights! We want ICE out of sight! We want justice! We want rights! We want ICE out of sight! Thank you so much!
And let's give one more message. Let's remind ICE and the Gestapo and the Nazis and the fascists, I can go on and on. Let's remind them whose streets these are. So repeat after me. Whose streets?
Our streets!
Louder. Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
The courthouse needs to be able to hear you guys. Come on, a little louder. Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Now, let's remember. Fuck ICE!
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 Fuck Trump!
Fuck Trump!
Fuck Trump!
Fuck Trump!
Fuck Trump!
Fuck Trump!
And to leave it off with this, put it together. Fuck ICE, fuck Trump, we don't gotta be nice. We're done being nice, baby. Fuck ICE, fuck Trump, we don't gotta be nice. Fuck ICE, fuck Trump, we don't gotta be nice. Fuck ICE, fuck Trump, we don't gotta be nice. Now say that part with me too. Say that part with me. There we go. Fuck ICE, fuck Trump, we don't gotta be nice. Now let's just say fuck Trump, fuck ICE, baby. Fuck Trump, fuck ICE, 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 fuck Trump. These are our streets, baby. Let's show that. Our streets. Let's go.
Okay, next up we have Alex, who's a local organizer and also involved in A2 Indivisible.
Thank you all for being here. I'm Alex. I'm with the DSA and a member of Indivisible. But before any of that, I'm the child of immigrants. My grandparents came here running from Rafael Trujillo, a dictator put in power by the U.S. government. A story I'm sure all too many of you can relate to. And hell, I'm sure some of you here have lived. Over the 250 years of existence of the United States of America, we have enforced fascism throughout the world. Vietnam, Korea, the Congo, Puerto Rico, and I could go on. That fascism has taken root in America, established itself on our streets. In the words of the great Malcolm X, the chickens have come back to roost.
Yeah! Come on.
Under Trump, that fascism has begun to rip people off of our streets, execute people for exercising their First Amendment rights. The politicians, both on the Democrats and the Republicans, have failed. When the time has come to stick their necks out and fight for what's right, they have stuck their tail between their legs and hid. So, when that time comes, it comes to we the people to protect our communities. We the people to make sure these immigrants are safe. We the people to get these Nazis the fuck out of our communities. They will try to scare us. They'll already have you spear as their blade. Remember the name of Renee Nicole Good. Remember the name of Alex Preddy. Remember the name of Keith Porter Jr., all executed for exercising their First Amendment rights. Remember the name of little Liam Conejo Ramos, traumatized for going to school, as all children should. Remember the stories from our grandparents, abuelo y abuela, Mima and Pop Pop, of stories of fascists in their homelands. And let them remind you that we cannot let fascism take root in our nation. So we must come out in droves nationwide and vote. Vote for candidates like Cal Abu-Ghazaleh in Illinois. Vote for candidates like James Talarico in Texas. Vote for candidates like Abdullah Saeed in Michigan. And if and when that pedophile in the Oval Office comes out to suppress us, we must come out and remind these streets that they belong to the immigrant, they belong to the Somalian, they belong to the Cuban, they belong to the Dominican, and they belong to all immigrants. This nation was founded on the backs of the huddled masses. It was founded on people from throughout the world coming to this nation to make it greater. And they're made greater every day by the immigrants. Look, I am losing my breath.
That word. There we go.
So let's abolish ICE and remind them that ICE is inherently against what it means to be an American. Abolish ICE. Free our nation. Power to the people.
Okay, next up we have, thank you so much. Next up we have Ann Arbor Mayor Christopher Taylor.
Thank you so much. Hey everybody, I'm Christopher Taylor, I'm the mayor of the city of Ann Arbor. Federal civil immigration is a fraud. ICE is a corrupt organization. It cannot be redeemed and it must be abolished now. We've got mass gunmen in the streets. We've got indiscriminate beatings. We have pepper spray and murder. And all of it is excused or raised in a blizzard of Trump administration lies. And you have to think about it. What is the purpose of this work? The purpose of this work is plain to see. It is to delegitimize black and brown people in our country and to definitionally reserve America for what they call heritage Americans. I'm going to say that again. The purpose of what they are doing is to delegitimize black and brown people in our country and to definitionally reserve America for what they call heritage Americans, white citizens. This is a contemptible practice, made all the more infuriating by its erasure, of course, of the actual Native Americans and the centuries of enslaved laborers and their black descendants who have built and continue to build the best of America. And then we have to ask ourselves, why is it that this has grown in our country? Where did this come from? And we got to realize that America was born in sin, in the original sin of white supremacy. It is in our nation's bones. It is an ideology that we have mitigated to an extent over the centuries, but we have never truly grappled in. And if we continue to tell ourselves stories about America, we will never heal the hate that that disgusting ideology has borne. It enables the cruel to dominate. It causes the good to suffer. It causes pain and trauma every single day, and we stand against it. And we know that here in Ann Arbor, we have been on the fight against ICE and their disgusting method of immigration enforcement for quite some time. Back in 2017, during the first Trump administration, we refused to cooperate with ICE. We refused to accept detainer requests. We will not sign 287G agreements. And we have recently made sure that we have strengthened those protections. ICE is prohibited from coming into non-public civic spaces. They cannot use city parking lots that we own and operate for civil immigration enforcement purposes. And no member who ever gives their data for any reason to any City of Ann Arbor employee, contractor, or agent will ever have that information used for federal immigration enforcement purposes. Never. We're also making sure that folks in Ann Arbor are able to take matters into their own hands. We know that we have public spaces and private spaces throughout our country. We are putting together signs for folks so that they can declare ICE is not welcome here, ICE is prohibited here. They'll be in multiple languages. You can download them now, use them, make sure that the locations that you can protect are secure from ICE. We also know that masks in our streets, that's a disgusting way of law enforcement, and it has no place in the United States of America. You know, we're following the laws here in Ann Arbor. The legal situation is progressing there. We are currently putting together an ordinance that would require law enforcement masking, demasking, require marking, and make sure that folks are able to identify the officers that they are engaging with 24/7. It's the only way of doing it. In Ann Arbor, we know we've got a love for our neighbor. We've got a faith in our future, and we are never giving up on either. We know that there is no story of American greatness that is complete without immigrants at its heart and at its center. Their strength, their experience, their skill, their hard work, and their hope.
Yeah.
I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. We know that in Ann Arbor, this is the only way, and that's how we're going to do it. I'm Christopher Taylor. I'm the mayor of the city of Ann Arbor. Federal civil immigration enforcement is a fraud. ICE is a corrupt organization. It cannot be redeemed, and it must be abolished now. We got the... Is she here? All right. May I?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. You've heard a lot of politicians speak. And we've all been excellent. We are all strong, and we're out here fighting for you every single day. But you here in Ann Arbor, you here in Washington County, you here in the 6th Congressional District, you have a fighter for you in Washington. There is no congressional representative who works harder for their constituents, who works better for their constituents every single day than your congressional representative. If you've heard her speak, you know that she talks about having 2 ears and 1 mouth, and that's true because she's a listener and she wants to know what's going on in your lives. But she also has 2 feet and 2 fists, and she works hard for you all the time, every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Debbie Dingell.
I try to get up there. Do I want to get up here?
Yeah, sure.
All right,
let's
guys.
go.
Okay, I'm like, being the last speaker, all the things I was going to say, I was standing next to Yusuf, and I said, I was going to say that. I was going to say that. So I said to Yusuf before Chris went up, I'm going to quote the Bible. And Chris quoted the Bible. But I want to put some perspective here. First of all, I want to say to all of you, it's great to see the young people out here. You do. It is. But you do have fucking representatives that give a damn. We are out there, we are fighting, we are speaking up and speaking out. So I want people to say, where the fuck are our representatives? I'm here and I'm in Washington fighting Donald Trump every single day. And by the way, he doesn't like me. Just in case, no, I wish, honestly, there's some days I wish he didn't know me and didn't know me by name. Because I want to tell you, when you get in his tunnel of hate, it is a very scary thing. But I don't give a fuck. I will keep fighting, and you've got my back, so I will always keep fighting. But I want to kind of bring this together and say some things that haven't been said. We all use the F word, and we use it a lot. And somebody, by the way, just in case you wonder if we ever get wins, somebody said, is anybody going to talk about what the Supreme Court did on tariffs today? I don't trust the man. He's trying to work around it, but we did get a Supreme Court victory, and you should take your victories where they come. But we can't stop fighting. And what we really need to talk about is the people that you're here fighting for, the immigrants. And I work with them. First of all, you know, you talked about never forget the names. Renee Good was a woman whose last words were, "It's okay, I'm not mad at you," and she was dead a minute later. An intensive care nurse whose basic instinct was to rush to somebody who needed help. And because ICE had put pepper spray in a woman's eyes, he was going to help her and was dead a minute later. You can't lie to us. We've got eyes. We've seen the videos. We know what the truth is. And we can go through and you're right to name all the names and don't forget the names. But do you know how many children we don't know by name are in ICE detention centers?
Cutting the microphone off. Here you go. Because it closes at 6.
Because Trump's trying to silence you.
Donald Trump heard I was up. Silence the woman. Cut her electricity. Fuck you, Donald Trump. But what I wanted, do you know the detention centers are full of children whose names we don't know?
Right.
Do you know in our community we have children that are afraid to leave their houses to go to school? And by the way, the kids they go to school with are now thinking about them all the time. They're not even focused on learning.
Right.
We have parents who are earning a good living, paying taxes, part of our community. Let's talk about immigrants for a moment. They are 40% of our caregivers, taking care of our children and older people, the people we love. All other work is possible when those you love are taken care of. And those are the people we trust with those we love.
That's right. That's right.
We thank them. They are the farm workers. They're 40, depending what part of the country, they're 40 to 70% of the people that are working our farms, our agriculture, our food. They're 40 to 50% of the construction workers. They're part of our lives every single day. They are taking care of the people that we love. They're working in the hospitals. They're building our schools, our homes, our hospitals.
That's right.
And they're growing the food that we eat or helping to bring it in. And we don't put the human face on them. There was a lot of, 3 weeks ago, 3 women were picked up. I know their stories. I gotta be careful because they're privacy things, but I want you to know they're coming. Their people are coming into this country. They came into this. I gotta be careful. I'm gonna get in trouble. Only because I gotta protect privacy. But there are women. No, but I don't want to hurt a woman. I don't want to hurt anybody. So I'm gonna go generic. They came in legally. On TPB-1, escaping violence, human trafficking. They asked for asylum, and we let them in. Because we should. Do you know how many people, first of all, the only people in this country that didn't come in some way from immigration are the Native Americans. We are all children or grandchildren or great-children of immigrants. And these women they came seeking a better life, trying to protect their children, trying to live. And they've been sent back home and could be facing death because we don't have a human heart or compassion. This president came into office and just eliminated levels of asylum that have been here. We're sending people back to virtual death. Is that Christian? No. You say we're Christian?
comfort, you comforted me. When I was sick, you took care of me. They need us right now, and I'm asking everyone at a very human level to be there for our community and the immigrants that are living here and part of us. They're part of us. We need to be there for them.
Just keep going, Debbie.
Okay, and then I want to tell you, I proudly voted against the Department of Homeland Security budget, and will keep voting against the Department of Homeland Security. What kind of country is it when we have to use as a demand people, our Constitution promises due process to every person, and we're saying we need judicial warrants, we're compromising or negotiating for something in the Constitution. You can't deport Americans. This is bullshit. That's right. So we are going to work on that. Okay, I have one more thing to say to you. They're looking at putting a detention center in our neighbor's backyard. People have talked about learning from history tonight. You do need to learn from history. But there is a rally, this is an important rally, and I'm really proud to stand with all of you. And I try to go to all of them. But Monday night in Romulus, 5 o'clock? 5 o'clock. 5 or 5:30? 5:30. 5:30. At 5:30, in front of Romulus City Hall, we got to see the biggest kick-ass damn rally anybody has ever seen standing against the and no one's mentioned that. It's good to come together. It's good to support each other. It's good to show strength. But actions speak louder than words. So let's put actions to our words. Let's help our neighbor. Let's stand strong. Let's be there for each other. And let's remember, we're fighting for our democracy. We are fighting for America. We're fighting. Yusuf knows this. I love our flag. I'm fighting for what that flag really stands for, not what the fucking bastard is trying to do. Thank you. United we stand, divided we fall. Let's be united.
Do the work!
Yeah, okay. Thank you guys all for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for organizing!
Okay, we have a couple more chants, but I just want to say quickly, thank you for all the people who spoke. I know they're not all here yet, but, and thank you for all of my friends and all the organizations that did it. There's no way that this would have been possible without every single one of you guys. Yeah, and we need to continue showing up. Please go to the Romulus event at 5:30 on Monday. Thank you all.
All right. Yo, hit it. Yo, all right. I think I might just use my voice, I don't know. All right, so during these last sessions of chants, I asked for one thing from everybody in the crowd. Pull your middle finger out and put it high in the sky. There we go. When I say we the people, you say fight. We the people. Fight. We the people. Fight. We the people. Fight. We the people. Fight. Well done. Now, let's go one more time. Those middle fingers need to still be up. Not till we're done. Fuck, Trump, fuck, ICE. Fuck, Trump, fuck, ICE. Fuck, Trump, fuck, ICE. Fuck, Trump, fuck, ICE. No fascists, no Trump, no KKK in the USA. Say it with me. No fascists, no Trump, no KKK in the USA. No fascists, no Trump, no KKK in the USA. Fascists, no Trump, no KKK in the USA. And let's end it off strong. Blue streets! Our streets! Blue streets! Our streets! Blue streets! Our streets! Louder in the back!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Fuck ICE, fuck Trump, these are our streets. Let's remember that, baby. That was all him.
Well done.